Hi there, I'm Hillary Dow. Welcome to today's training. I'm thrilled that you have joined me, and I absolutely believe that you are going to get so much out of today's lesson and all of the resources that I'm providing, because my primary goal is to help you succeed and thrive and be the very best professional that you can possibly be. I want you to feel great about what you do and what you put out into the world. And so this is one area that I love. I've been using LinkedIn for years. I find new ways to leverage and enhance the ways in which I use LinkedIn all the time. And so here is my gift to you. I hope that you learn a lot, and I'm going to do a combination of slides and walking through the steps, and I'm going to keep my video on because I want you to remember that I'm here to help you, that I've been there, I've done this, I do this, and you're not alone. So I'm going to just minimize this right here, and we're going to jump right into a few slides to go over what we'll cover in the training. So our training is on 3 easy, high impact steps to make your LinkedIn profile pop. So LinkedIn profiles that pop really leverage the different bells and whistles that LinkedIn offers, and there are so many. So the first thing we're going to cover is the use of a cover image. When your profile comes up, the cover image is the full width picture that you have at the top of your profile. So you have your profile image in the little block to the left, and then the full width bar at the top is your cover image. And what does that do for you? Well, it gives you a really polished and finished look right as soon as someone lands on your LinkedIn profile. So don't worry if you're thinking, geez, I'm not sure how big the picture should be or where I would get the picture. I'm going to help you with that. So the next thing we're going to cover is the ways that you link company pages within the experience on your profile. So when I say link to a company page, as soon as you start typing in that you have either worked at or you currently work at a business, a list appears of businesses of that name that have company pages. So if you select the right business, then you are linking your experience to that company and that network of people that are in some way connected to that business. So what does this do for you? Well, it really amplifies the possibilities for making further connections and really building out your network in more meaningful ways. And the third thing that we're going to cover is including media in your profile. So under each of your experience blocks, you have the opportunity to add media. So in some professions, this may seem more natural. In some, you might think, well, geez, what would I include for media? I don't really create things, but maybe it's a white paper. Maybe it's an example of a presentation. Maybe it's a logo or image file. Maybe it's all sorts of different things. You can upload files, videos, you name it. So we're going to walk through those steps. And what does this do for you? Well, it lets you showcase your talent. So if you have an opportunity to highlight something that you are very proud of, that you accomplished while you were in a specific role, then by all means, share that with the world. This platform is your enhanced, visual, interactive, engaging resume. I hate to use that word as soon as I say it because it's so much more than that. This platform is your way to shine and put yourself into this professional world with your very, very best foot forward. So now we're going to jump on over to LinkedIn, and I'm going to start walking through step by step some of the things to think about when you're going into these processes. And I want you to feel like you're ready, okay? So do you feel like you're ready to enhance your presence and to really jump into this? I hope you do, because trust me, you've got this. I'm going to be right here with you. and I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions. I don't want you to feel like the girl on the left, timid or intimidated. I want you to feel like you're not alone, like you have someone in your corner who's here to help you, because I am. That's why I'm doing this. I want to help you. So feel confident and feel grounded, because we've got this. So let's head on over to LinkedIn. Here we are on the home page of my LinkedIn feed. This is where you'll come every time you log into LinkedIn, your home page. So up in this toolbar, I see me. I'm going to click this and view my profile. And so here I am. This right here is my cover image. Now, so often you see a blue box with the white network lines, and that means that it's the default image. They haven't added a custom image of their own. So we're going to do that. Right here, the little pencil is the icon to click to get into edit mode. Now here you can do all sorts of editing. You can change your headline, your name, all sorts of different things. But right now we're focused on our cover image. So up here, when I hover over this pencil, I see these dimensions, 1584 by 396. That's the recommended pixel dimension. But if you don't have the ability to change dimensions of an image before you upload it, you do have some tools in here. When I click on it, these zoom and straighten tools can be used to adjust your image. You can also crop it. So don't get held up if your image isn't exactly the right size. You can see here that the one that I have wasn't exactly to their specifications, because you can see some of the image falls outside of this box. Now the image that I've prepped for today was set to those dimensions. So it allows me to browse my computer. I'm going to go here and select a new image to upload. And as you can see, I set my dimensions exactly as they recommended. So I don't have any image falling outside of this box. If I did, I could use the crop or adjusting tools to fine tune it just so that it works for me and that I'm comfortable with it. So as soon as I click apply, it does its little wheel of wonder, and there we go. Now I have a new cover image on my LinkedIn profile. As soon as I click save, there we go. And one thing to think about too is that when someone is landing on your profile and viewing your specific page, and they're checking you out, really, they want to see your experience, see what your personality is like on LinkedIn, then they're going to see this display of your cover image. If you are being displayed, for example, see this over here on the sidebar? Well, when your profile is viewed on the side and not in full, then your cover image falls behind your profile image. So if I click on me, I'm back to my full profile and I can see that full image. So just think about that when you're figuring out what picture you want to use. Sometimes if you have a word right in the middle, or your prominent graphic component is right in the middle, it gets covered up when you're off to the side. So thinking about those kind of things is worth taking a step back, just pausing for a minute, and once you have it saved and you can move around within LinkedIn and see how it displays differently, I encourage you to do that. I'm more inclined to want my full cover image to be really impactful, and I like the combination of some words and pictures, or one complete picture. I've done all sorts of different things over the years. So play around with that. Again, so many people do not put in a cover image. So the fact that you do, that one step, helps you pop. It makes that difference and helps you stand out. It also absolutely conveys a level of investment in your LinkedIn profile that you can put in an image that will not be incredibly specific to any finite point in time. And in that case, you can add a cover image that you can leave up there for a long time, and it really creates a nice polished, consistent look for your profile. So think about what you would want that image to look like and play around with it. And I myself am not afraid to save things and look and see what the ripple effects are going to be, and click around, look at the display in different areas within the profile, and have that be live and in real time. Because how do you know what you are comfortable with and how things really work if you don't do it and really get in there, click save? You can always go back and change it or take it out, but play with it and don't be afraid to make changes, because if you don't, you just stay static and it doesn't pop quite as much. So you're here, you're learning. I've opened your mind to thinking about some really quite easy ways that you can move that needle forward and make a big difference with little things within your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so that's our first task. So I'm gonna direct you down the page. I've included some links below that will provide some resources on where you can find stock photography that you don't have to pay for. There are some great resources out there, whether you have a library of images already available to you or you don't. I've created a list for you to give you some guidance in that direction. So have fun with this, spend some time with your cover image project, and I'll see you soon as we move into task number 2. Okay, so we're back and we're going to go over how you link company pages within the experience listed on your profile. So I'm going to scroll right down here to the experience section of my profile. Now, when I am editing a employer or past employer, it's the same pencil icon that I look for, and I click on that. And as soon as I start typing in the company, this drop down appears. Okay, so I'll just, for the sake of training, I'm gonna delete that and say I worked at LinkedIn. LinkedIn, see, okay, as I start typing the business name, all of the different businesses that have company pages appear in this drop down. So I can select the company that I truly worked for or currently work for or own, and that would link this experience in my profile to the company page specifically representing that business. So I'm going to backtrack here because I'm working live in my own profile, Hillary Dow Marketing. So there's my company page, and I'm going to click on that. And as soon as I click save, you can also see over here on the left that it adds the profile image that is designated to that company page. So what you'll often see is a little gray box that has a little white building icon to signify that it's a business. Well, it's a business name that's been typed in, but it hasn't been linked to a company page. So you lose the benefit of having the icon or the brand, the logo that represents that business visible and recognizable for someone to look at and say, oh, of course, they worked for so-and-so business, there's the branding. And more importantly, there's the link to that business. So right here, I see the hand because this is a live link. When I click on it, it'll take me to that business page. And the layers of network potential that this provides for you are enormous. So if someone is looking for employees, past or present, who have worked for a specific business, If you have your past or current experience linked correctly in this way, you'll be recognized as an employee of that business. And so it opens up networking and connection opportunities for you because of that linked connection. So think about that for a few minutes and look down through your own list of experience, whether it's past, present, or thinking about this moving forward. If and when you make moves in your career path and you add new experience blocks to your LinkedIn profile, this very simple step helps really complete and add a lot of networking and connection value to your LinkedIn profile. So have fun with this. A word of caution that I would add is that it is very common to quickly select a business that appears in that drop down and it's not the right business. So pause and work slowly enough that you're looking at what that profile image looks like. And if the logo does not stand out as recognizable to you, that's your first sign that you're linking to the wrong business. And then I'm also a big fan of click and check. So after you select a company, you've linked to that company page in your experience, click on the link and see where it takes you. So if I click on Hillary Dow Marketing, here we go. It brings me to my company page, and I am me, I'm an admin, so I'm gonna view as member. This is what people would see when they come to my company page. I don't spend a lot of time on my company page, but it's very important that I have one and that I have this presence for that reason. If for no other reason, I've created a depth of branding and a depth and enhancement to the opportunity to further my network and my connections by having this company page listed in my profile under my experience. So there are steps, there are things to slow yourself down and make sure that you're linking things correctly, but it's just steps. It's just working through a process to add a lot of great brand recognition, value, polish, and networking connectivity value to your LinkedIn profile. Have fun with this. I say have fun. It's a step process. It's just that, it's a process. So work through the steps and add that value, and you're that much closer to having a much more complete, valuable, and professional LinkedIn profile. So good luck and get to it. I know you've got this, and I will see you in a few minutes when we jump into our third and final task. Thanks a lot. Okay, how you doing? I hope you are working your way through the steps and enhancing your LinkedIn profile from start to finish. Honestly, if you devote an hour, maybe two, to this whole process with training included, I guarantee you, boom, your profile is gonna pop. It's gonna be so much more polished, and I'm so excited for you. Okay, so our third and final way that we're going to make your profile pop is to add media to your profile. So I'm going to use one example. I'm going to scroll down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause before I scroll down to experience, because this is one area that you will often see media added is under people's experience, but you can also add media in your profile summary. And oftentimes what I see under this section is someone's resume. So it's often people who are in transition or maybe open to new opportunities and they want to keep their resume front and center. But it's a missed opportunity so often because it doesn't have to just be your resume. It can be anything that you want. It's no different than adding media down below in your experience section. So if you look at my profile, I am again I'm in edit mode because I'm in my own profile, but I have a video here. I have imagery here. I have Binding Tales logo. I can look back. I've got my Binding Tales welcome video, so I can include a URL for a video. And I've got my Rockstar Marketing Department of One logo. So the things that I'm most focused on and are getting the lion's share of my energy right now, I split between really 3 different areas of my service offering. I have a couple of local clients that I do done for you marketing service, which I don't really promote. Those opportunities come at me in very wonderful, unique ways, and I love them. But I also have 2 other areas that I focus on, which are my marketing coaching and online teaching, and Binding Tales, my children's book line that is really just pulls at every single one of my heartstrings because it's so centered around my family, which is, you know, the center of my universe. So I have the different areas of what I do, and I feature those areas within my summary block. Now, if I go back, I'm going to hit, I think my video is covering up my X here. There we go. So if I am looking at my summary block, it really is high level, like what are those things that represent me and the work that I do and the way I want to put myself out there as a whole, right? But if I go down into my experience block, I'm looking at different examples that highlight the talent, expertise, and what I've brought to the table within those work experiences. So for Hilary Dow Marketing, my personal business has ebbed and flowed over the years, and at various points in my life, it's taken on different forms, right? So I have a archive essentially of some of these older examples of work that at one point the consulting that I did was really focused on recruitment marketing. And so the branding that I had still lives in my examples of media under my own personal marketing company profile. A little bit of, okay, I want to showcase that I keep up on my training, that I am committed to continuous learning and making sure that I maintain a high level of skill and expertise so that I know what I'm doing. And I can convey that through the work that I do and the way that I put my professional profile out there into the world. Screenshots of different things that I have done. This is highlighting my book that I published in December. I ran an employee spotlight challenge. So again, I like to use either simple snippet screenshots of things, which is an example of the certification or the certificate that I got at the end of training. I took a screen share and cropped it down so that I would have a simple image of that certificate. In other examples, whether it's a URL for a video or it's an image, these are all things that I have added to my media section. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to show you how I do that. So when you click on the pencil and you scroll down, right at the bottom here, it has a media section. So whether I am uploading a file, again, it takes me to my computer and I can choose the files that LinkedIn will tell me, no, that file isn't compatible, it's not going to work. For example, Adobe Illustrator is not going to display as a file in my media section, but I can certainly choose any number of different image files or word processor files. And I'm going to upload this PDF file, okay? So whether it's a PDF file or a Word file, it's displaying the PDF, right? And so say this was a text heavy PDF file, it would be displaying that just as it's displaying this graphic file because it's a PDF file. PDF is both graphic and text, right? So I can change the title here, and then I can add a description so that when it's being displayed, people see the image, but then underneath they see the text that you've defined here. And not only that, but every time that you layer in more of this content, you're creating keyword opportunities, you're creating searchable data that just adds more and more value to your LinkedIn profile. So I'm not going to click apply. I'm just going to X out of here and discard. But that's really as simple as it is. You go into the pencil, you scroll down to that block of experience all the way at the bottom, and you either upload a file. Right here it has supported formats, and it'll show you, here we go, Adobe, Microsoft PowerPoint, Word, JPEG, GIF, all sorts of different things. The file can exceed 300 megabytes, so that's really big, right? You can add very large files in there. It's great. Or you can include a link to a file or a video. So in my summary section, you saw that I had a video in there. Well, that's a video I've uploaded to YouTube, and I included that link to the YouTube video. So it displays right within the summary section of my LinkedIn profile. So I'm going to just X out of here because I didn't really save anything. And I think that really covers it. As you scroll down through someone's experience of their profile, which so many of us do, adding different accomplishments and things that you did within that experience are ways of enhancing that information and really painting a complete picture of what you brought to the table. What did you achieve? What did you accomplish? But also, what are visual representations of that accomplishment? And those visual representations pop off the page at people. And they really, really create that complete picture of what you've done. So I encourage you to use the media feature. You can't get to that media feature without scrolling past these other fields within the experience block. And by that, I mean, you can't get to the media unless you're scrolling past the date fields and the description fields. What is it that you brought to the table and accomplished while you were in that role? While you're there, do that too. Why not, right? So have fun with it. I keep saying that because I find that to be so important. That is this work? Well, sure. Isn't most of what we do in life to some degree? It's work. It takes effort. But that effort is so incredibly worth it because this work is something that stays with you. I've uploaded these things. Some of them were uploaded years ago before I left a position. It creates an instant record and ultimately an archive of everything that you work on. So you capture your contribution. I mean, isn't that amazing? You've created a visual, a written dialogue, a history of your professional experience, your contribution to the working world. And so many things in our lives go so far beyond work. While these are business and work experiences, they mean so much more on so many levels to so many different people that when I look at it and I think about that archive and that record of my professional path and my journey, I'm proud of it. I take pride in it and I work on it because not only does it add value and it helps to make my profile pop, but I have pride in what I do, and I want to share that with people. So the more my sharing helps you, the happier that makes me, and the better we all are, right? So I hope that this has been incredibly helpful. I'm going to actually Just bring this over here. I welcome you to work on down through the page and really use the resources that I have available to you below. And I would love more than anything else if this has been helpful to you and you have liked my style and my approach and communication techniques and the resources and lessons that I've provided. If those resonate with you and it's something that you want to have more of, by all means, follow my social media profiles. I'm connected with many of you already, but if not, definitely connect with me so that we can stay in touch. And if you're really interested in keeping the momentum and moving that ball forward even more, and as that ball keeps rolling, trust me, it gets more comfortable and it just moves faster and faster. And if you want that ball to keep moving forward, then I have a membership program that I would love for you to learn more about. And there's a button below, and please click on that button to take that next step if you're interested. I didn't want this to be a sales pitch. I wanted it to be informative and useful to you, and I hope that I've achieved that. So I also love comments and feedback. So if this was in fact a great investment of your time, please let me know. Drop a comment on my Facebook page. And I look forward to an opportunity to get to know you more if you're ready to take that next step and keep that ball moving forward. So thanks a lot for engaging and participating, listening and learning, and move that ball forward, because it will be a tremendously wise move. And just keep working on you. Do that and you're going to go so far. Thanks again. I appreciate your time. Have a great day, everybody.